everyone, my name is Melisa Rodriguez and I'm an incoming first year medical student. Today is actually my white coat ceremony day, but I'm still filming this video for you guys because I want to keep these weekly videos up and running. But yeah, I make videos about medical school, my lifestyle as a medical student, wellness, productivity, etc. So please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. In this video, I'm giving you some strategies or things you can do to increase your chances of getting in, right, during your application year. So I'm telling you guys what happens after the primary application, which I also covered in another of my videos. If you want to take a look at my entire application, I have one video for that, and I can link it in the description below or also link it up here in the iCard. Please make sure to give me a like and comment down below if you have any suggestions at all, and if you find this helpful, just keep watching. So I'm gonna go through just the chronological order of things you can do throughout the application year. So what happens after primaries is that you have a test that is called a CASPer Test. And most schools require it, not all of them, but you will probably have one that requires it. So I recommend to start practicing from now. Why not? So this is a situational judgment test that will test ethical standards, collaboration, communication, professionalism, etc. And they basically throw you scenarios and situations in the form of videos, and you will answer what will you do in this if you were put in this situation, right? And it is typing form. So what you can do to prepare is basically practicing your typing speed. And what I did, I looked up assistants from this company that is called BMO Consulting, and I looked through their videos. You can find them on YouTube. It's free to watch their YouTube videos, right? And they also have in their website a lot of scenarios that you can do. And the only way that you can practice this is actually doing scenarios and just planning in your head how will you approach different types of questions, but you never know which ones they're gonna throw at you. So just practice different types and just have a thought out approach, so that when the test comes you can just think about, you know, how the ending of your answer will be, but you already have a set approach in mind. It's basically doing some sample questions and see how your mind thinks in those situations. And yeah, just be natural. I'll just leave some links down below so you can look up. Also, the CASPer Test website has a sample test that you can do before the real one. For secondary, yeah, you thought it was only one application, right? No, we have a specific application after the main one for each school. So each school will have their kind of like special application that will mostly be paragraphs that you will have to write, right? A little essays, but they're not long essays. They're like 1 to 2 paragraphs long questions. And for those, what my approach was, so I did a goal in which I will complete 1 school per day. Why I did it this way is because if I will dedicate or designate 1 day for that particular school, that means that's the only day I have for that school, and I will focus on that school the whole day. I won't have to focus on whether I have like 3 or 4 schools missing and I'll be nervous about it. No, if I did a plan, I'll finish that school that day, then I can move forward and actually finish, you know, the set amount of schools that you have. And for me it was 11, so it was consecutive 11 days of work. And some schools will take me a shorter time to complete. Some of other schools will take me the whole day. It depends. Some schools have longer essays than others. But yeah, do it in the order of your priority. Which schools do you want to get in the most? And also, do not take more than 2 weeks to give them back your secondaries or to submit them, because that just shows professionalism and that you are on time. Secondary emails, please make sure to check your spam folders. Sometimes the secondary invitations will go there and you don't even notice it, right? So always keep checking your email, check spam folders, check every folder, right? Just in case. And yeah, I want to tell you now how I did to organize my secondary essays. So I completed the secondary essays in a Word document. I created a Word document dedicated only for secondary's work, and I will put the questions for each school in that same Word document, because I can't tell you how many times I was inputting the information in the school website, and I will either hit the back button or hit any button and I will lose that paragraph, or it will just disappear, and that just hurts so much because you have already spent time, you know, creating this idea. Even though you know what you wanted to say, you already created the paragraph in such a beautiful way, right? So it really hurts to lose those inspirations, and then you lose motivation for keep trying. So I recommend to always do it in the Word document. Once you're done, then you can just copy and paste it into the website, but please complete it in the Word document. And also another reason why you want to complete in the Word document is because you can use some of your sentences or ideas to answer other questions in other school secondaries, because sometimes they will ask the same questions or similar questions. You will be saving time as you go because you have already you know, prepare some answers. So that's my tip on that. About priorities, I did an entire video on how to choose which schools to apply, so I recommend you to look into that one too, because I give you a lot of, you know, important factors that you should consider when choosing a school. So I will link it up here too, so after you finish this one you can watch that one. To find inspiration to write all of these secondary essays, right? So I'm gonna share a list of words that I just copied, and I think they helped me inspire my paragraphs when I was writing. These are just qualities that a doctor should have, so I looked at them when I wanted to find inspiration on how to write my essays so that the school get that vibe from me, right? So qualities that a doctor should have, they should be attentive, they should be compassionate, kind, innovative, relatable, humble. They should have open communication, be empathetic, efficient. They should be well-spoken. They should be ethical. They should be a leader. They should be a listener. They should have cultural sensitivity. They should be trustworthy, determined to find solutions, and also driven to learn. Have maturity, know how to work in teams, be independent, and just be reliable. Let me see what else. Empowering, understanding, honest, passionate about what they're doing, resourceful, professional in all different ways, right? Warm, humanistic, and committed, and patient-centered. So all of these words I used as inspiration. So if I was missing, you know, the drive to write a specific sentence or to finish a specific idea, I would just look at these words to find what I wanted to say to convey these characteristics. It's really important to show your differences, right? Because they get so many applications that they want to see how you are different. What are you gonna bring to the school? So you can do this in the diversity question that most schools ask. They will ask you like, why are you diverse, and how would you add to the diversity pool of the school? And I will basically take and try to show your differences, your uniqueness. It can be anything. For example, for me, it was that I am Latina, that Spanish is my second language, that I love to sing, that I love the art side of medicine, such as like the collaboration and just learning from different experiences and different cultures. So it can be anything. It can even be that you are part of a fitness activity or course, a specific talent that you have. Talk about after secondaries. So if 2 months have passed and there's nothing, right, no response from the schools, you're going to send an update letter. It can be in the form of an email, or it can be in the form of a letter and then attached to an email. But in this update letter, you will share anything that you have done new that will add to your application. It can be anything. For me, it was a published article, and I was also working in a new job, but it can be like any current leadership positions, awards, grades from recently classes. And this is why it's important to just keep doing stuff. Even if you're taking a gap year or you're taking classes, just keep doing the stuff that you will normally do as a pre-med student. You're never finished being a pre-med student until you're accepted, right? And even after that, as a medical student, we also have to do a lot of extracurriculars. So you never stop doing extra stuff, because that's what shows them that we are committed to the community and that we are committed to always learning new stuff and doing things outside of just our required. We're committed to doing beyond what's required. So there's different type of letters that you can send. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of the format of how I wrote my update letters. Of course, I'm not gonna read them to you, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit of how they're formatted. So I will basically state my name, state my ANC ID, and who I am, right? I'm a prospective applicant to your class. And always be grateful for their consideration, their time reviewing your application. But yeah, then you will go on to explaining why you love the school, everything that you find interesting, and this is what you do your homework, right, from before primaries. And you can look at how I did this from the video on how to choose which medical schools to apply. So you will write down stuff that you would love about the school and why they caught your attention, right? So this is the other paragraph. And then next I will share some of the activities that I have been involved in during this application year, and you will go on blah 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 what you did. Basically include 2 or 3 activities, and you will describe them in like 3 sentences or so. And then always say thank you at the end and be professional, say sincerely. And yeah, that's the format of the letters that I will send. And some schools will give you the options of sending updates through their secondary portals, and you can do that as well, but I will always recommend to send us an email in addition, because they might not see it or they might not respond to it. So just always send an email in addition to that. Oh, also I forgot to mention that the letter should be really personalized. So include any connection that you will have with the school, or any instances that you have had a closer connection to the school, and this will help you a lot. Interviews, right? By that point they will give you an interview, hopefully, let's cross fingers. And how to prepare for interviews, I have a whole video about that, showing you my tips and tricks on how to do great in interviews, how to prepare. And I also have a video for that I can link up here. Interview days. If 2 months have passed and you have received nothing, you should then write a letter of continued interest. It is a really personalized letter as well. Find the connections that you have to the school and write a really beautiful letter. Just spend a little bit of time on it. But in this time, it should be even more detailed, because you have already gone to their school. So please it's really important to learn as much information about the school as possible during interview day. I mentioned it in my video, because then you can take these qualities and input it in your letter and then remember you more, right? So now a lot of time has passed already, more than 4 months, and you have not received anything response from your interview, or you were waitlisted in the school. And if this is your primary choice, your first choice school, you can write a letter of intent. This letter is more serious one. So this one's one that you write to only one school, your favorite one, and this basically signifies that if they accept you, you will go to that school over any others. So please be really professional during this time and only send that letter of intent to one school, and it will really help you. And also make sure to mention if you have any other acceptances or scholarships in other schools and you really wouldn't want to go to that school that you're sending the letter of intent, please make sure to mention that you have scholarships or acceptances in other schools. More of extra guidelines to have, just in anything that you write, please always try to be humble and just show your kindness. You want to be kind but confident as well. You can use your leadership experience as leverage. Video is just a reminder that even after your application is submitted, your primary application, you are still in the game, right? You can still submit more stuff that will add to your application and will hopefully get you more chances of getting in. Last but not least, please make sure to don't be afraid to ask for money when you have multiple sentences, which hopefully you will. Crossing fingers. And don't be afraid to ask it in a very humble way, and just making sure they know that you know that you are not entitled to any money, but that you would like to know if you are considered for any scholarships, or basically in the game, in other words. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask for it, because it can save you a lot of money. Medical school is expensive. I will do another video on how much is medical school and ways in which you can pay it, etc. If you find this helpful, please don't forget to give me a like, comment down below with any suggestions, questions, thoughts, anything. I will answer to everyone, because now I have a small audience, I can do that. And just make sure to please consider subscribing for more videos like this. I plan to upload every week. So yeah, if you wanna just watch more excerpts of my life, informational videos, etc., please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.